junk. There's good junk. Check out this 64 Le Mans. Yeah, Pontiac did quite the job on the 64 GTO. Uh-oh. Hope it doesn't rain. Might need a little duct tape. Fix that baby up. We're at Wild Horse Pass Motor Speedway. And we paid $15 admission. $5 for parking. And there's only 2 Pontiacs in the parking lot. The 64 Le Mans with these interesting halogen headlights. Nice period correct mags. And period correct Bondo. We're going to head on into the Pontiac event. Period correct aftermarket windshield wipers. Period correct aftermarket antenna. Galvanized. Stop the rust. Actually looking underneath. I want some new rubber. Pontiac Le Mans. Oh, I hate those exhaust tips. Zip that thing right off with my Sawzall. Let's head on into the car show and see some Pontiac drag racing. Pontiac power only, including, yep, my new S10, but it's sold already. Including a Hemi 63 Pontiac. Yep. Let's check it out in a minute. Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park and Pontiac Car Show. Well, we made it past the concrete and steel wall. I just saw a fellow with a 68 Firebird wood grain applique for the radio and heater control and a couple little parts in his hand, and he was so happy. And now we get to see Pontiac racing. 67 GTO, 64 GTO tub, 74 GTO with the new small body style. A hearse just went by. It looked like a 54 hearse tubbed. Wow. There's an event going on here. I'm getting here. It's almost 2 o'clock. Cadillac. Cadillac style. I wonder if they're going to drag race this baby. No, it needs a new top. Just a little bit.
I can narrate. Does that sound?
Just, yeah.
Well, it's a brand new 1962 Cadillac. Probably not Eldorado convertible. That's right.
It's a
DeVille.
DeVille.
Folks.
DeVille. Cadillac DeVille.
It's probably a DeVille. 390 dates back to 1949. It's the original overhead valve high compression engine developed by Charles F. Kettering. 1962 was the almost last year of the original Cadillac engine that got replaced in 1960.
Yes, overhead valve, 1949, and a hydromatic transmission was introduced in the 40,
Olds.
in the olds, 39 olds. Hydromatic, they had a huge fire at the hydromatic factory.
I didn't know that.
A huge fire. And they had it back up and running in 6 weeks. Huge, huge fire.
Well, I heard that like
Yeah.
a couple expensive cars like Cadillac or Oldsmobile had like much lesser grade automatics. I don't know what year the fire was. Was it 50 with the fire?
Very early in production. There's a museum at Depot Town in Ypsilanti, Michigan, right on the corner of Main Street. There's a Corvair Museum and a Hudson Museum, and they have a display of the hydromatic transmission and pictures of the fire. And let me tell you, this was a raging inferno. And they put it all back together.
Yeah, but somebody 20 years ago said that like a certain expensive car, like something like the Pontiac's got like the Chevrolet Power Glide or something for a couple of years because
there's a lot of mix and matching. There's a lot of mix and matching going on.
Yeah.
Let's go look at some Pontiacs. I just got here. That's a cool Cadillac. I'm not going to buy it because I don't do projects anymore because I never get them done. I'm going to turn this off for a minute. We made it inside. There's our 72 GTO with the Wiggy Waggy dog in the back seat. And we get to look at some really cool Pontiacs and some drag racing. Here is a Hemi Pontiac. Mickey Thompson. Read the story about Mickey Thompson. It is terrible, terrible what happened to a very ambitious man that was so good to the car industry. Read what happened to him in 1972, I think. Bad news. It was a bad day for Mickey Thompson and his wife. Very bad day. Murdered right in front of their house in their driveway by a disgruntled business partner who has never been convicted. You can get him in one of these. Yep. Nice away. We're going to look around here real quick. Pontiac powered, supercharged. GMC 671. Hemi powered Pontiac. Pontiac parts, Pontiac clubs, Pontiac t-shirts, and Pontiacs. We're going to take a real quick walk through here. The good man Steve at Pontiac Heaven, who went to his junkyard on Friday, opened one day of the year, and we were there. Pontiac Heaven weekend. Drag racing, light them up! Look at these beautiful Pontiacs. Hey, Miss Hip Chick, how'd you get here? Did you hide in the back and get in for free?
I came to see the convertible.
64 Catalina 2+2. Low production, first year. I've seen a couple of these. This one's highly modified with Edelbrock alloy heads, 3.2 barrels, electric choke. Probably has a 700 R4 because I see a modern transmission dipstick and modern plastic master cylinder. Just a little out of the ordinary with big tube headers. Wow, this baby rocks. Spring ring battery cables. Black, almost looks like leather. Very expensive Morocide 64 GTO steering wheel. I don't know if they offered it on the full size. There it is, AM, FM, air conditioning. Clock isn't working. What else is new? More modern power window switches. Those switches should be rounded. Slightly, lightly, beautifully modified. 64 2+2. That's the Swiss cheese hood scoop that they used. It's an aluminum Swiss cheese car. It's got disc brakes in the front and disc brakes in the back. Right. It was a Ford hood scoop that they used on the Swiss cheese cars, I think.
I got one of those.
Beautiful interior. Tilt steering, power windows, air conditioning, AM, FM, loaded. Nice alloy wheels. Beautiful car. What else we got here? 64 GTO, the one that started it all, the great one. Gran Turismo Omologata. Tri-power, air conditioned. Pontiacs were never high revving engines, so you don't get the larger pulley that you would if you ordered a Chevy with a high performance, high revving engine. This has got a steel. That's a milled pulley. Should be a stamped steel welded pulley. Incorrect pulley, and that belt is a little too wide. It's sitting high. Other than that, it's perfect. Underhood lamp and switch. Long branch exhaust manifolds. 389, 348 horse, I think. Same engine I could have had in my Grand Prix. They actually offered the 389 tri-power or the 421, discontinued for 66. It's got the heavy Hurst safety wheels and splitters. Loaded. Wow. Maybe I should put those on my Grand Prix. Rear sway bar. Upgrade necessary. I'm going to put that on mine. Tubular rear lower control arms. You can't see them anyways. Get some better handling in that Grand Prix. It handles like a hamburger on a warm piece of meat with a big slice of cheese in the middle. How's that for an analogy? 65 GTO, 389 tri-power. What beautiful. Someone call it over-restored. Got modern air conditioning, and somebody painted the compressor black. I always wonder why guys left that in the natural alloy finish. Paint it black and make it hide a little bit. Nut and bolt restored to perfection. R59 Delco topper is an older model. Again, the same steel pulley, that milled steel pulley. This should be a two-piece welded in the middle. Two halves are welded together to be authentic. Some different clamps. Hold on the fuel filter. No little clamp there. A spring clamp. Not a worm type. That is definitely not right, but it's real close. Real easy to fix that. Look at that beautiful red $1 million paint job with the Rally 2 wheels that weren't available until 67, I think. I had to venture a guess. 4-speed. Imitation wood wheel. They only had that real wood wheel with the 4 spokes for 1 year, 64. Got aftermarket air, left seat belts, brand new interior, and a red paint job. This thing hasn't looked this good since it rolled off the showroom floor in 1965. Gotta have air conditioning, I can tell you. It is hot, hot, hot in Phoenix, except for yesterday. A low of 38 last night. It was chilly here in the desert. This looks like a period race car, 64 GTO. Some Mickey Thompson wheels. Read the story about Mickey Thompson. An incredible story till it all ended in his driveway. No power steering, no power brakes. Pure performance. Giant reproduction battery cable. All brand new. Retaining the beautiful patina. I love it. That patina just talks to me. Talks to everybody. That tells you where this GTO has been. April 23rd, 1964. Pontiac put the rear view mirror on the fender. Right there. Don't ask me why. It's been put over here where it's not original, but it's a weird thing. October 2002. Same car. April 64, October 2002. 14 years ago, and now we're in Pontiac heaven. Glendale, Arizona car. White interior. 4-spoke wheel, period tack, green line gauges, 4-speed with no console, no power steering or brakes. This is a beautifully restored car, and they left the patina, and I love it. I am into it. Mickey Thompson Enterprises. This is very interesting. Totally original patina. Looks like it has re-chromed or good street quality bumpers. Doesn't look like it was hit. Usually these cars have a dent or a ding or a bang. Oh yeah. Crunch. Probably backed over some racing slicks when they were going drag racing with it. Glendale, Meekum. Yeah, fully restored, tastefully restored. Rear sway bar that wasn't available. I think that first started on the 65 Z16 Chevelle. Maybe 64 Cutlass. 442. Original body mounts. Where are we now? There we are. All brand new mechanicals, but all old everything else. No tinted glass. Plain Jane. Like those steel boiler green lines. I've got a few of those. It has dealer installed seatbelts. You can get seatbelts till 65, nothing in the back till 67. And it's got some period, maybe aftermarket air cleaners. Never seen those before. 64 would have had the smaller center car. They didn't have that large center car till 66, the last year of the Tri-Power. Only the Corvette got it in 67. They also raised the intake manifold slightly in 66. Slightly more high-rise. Very nicely done. I like it. I'm going to buy it. Oh, there's that direct pulley. Steel, spot welded together. Two halves, spot welded together. Unlike the other two that we just saw that are machined. Cadillac used those on their 100-amp monster alternator. 69 Trans Am, one of, how many, 697? Am I getting my numbers right? These came with the Ram Air 3 Standard. And this one looks like it has something a lot more interesting than a plain old Ram Air 3. There's that machine steel pulley again. Also smaller, but narrower. Don't ask me why. It's got a power steering, cooler line, power front disc brakes, which were new for 69, single floating piston. They use those for years and years and years. They use them on everything. Cadillacs, the big trucks, bigger and larger versions, all very similar. 69 Trans Am. What's the story on this one? Grand Canyon News, March 1988. Farmers, racers, tamers, I can't read it. Trans Am judged one of Pontiac's finest. Fiberglass, F7014 belted tires, functional hood Ram Air, longer functional Ram Air scoops, deck lid airfoil, 400 HO 3-speed manual, probably has a 4-speed, yeah, 4-speed option, boy oh boy. Big buckaroos, very few made. I think they made 2 convertibles also. This one looks like one heck of a great survivor. Even has the original EM heater hoses with the genuine original tower flaps, not those cheapo made in China ones that bend and bolt snaps off. Very nice. 70 or 71 or 72. Some Trans Am, later Trans Am wheels. Yep, that's what everybody needs. Ollie double pumpers on a 671 supercharger with a beautiful velour interior. Boat tail. Grand Prix. This baby ought to run. 2.5-inch sewer pipe exhaust. Wow. Only in America, huh? What else we got here? 66 GTO. Street rod. Smooth firewall. 4-wheel disc brakes, I would gather. Automatic on the column. Le Mans. 4-wheel disc brakes. And a 69 Grand Prix SJ. J for John DeLorean, S for Sport. Maybe it's a 428 4-barrel. Yes, it is. No more tri-powers after 66. Only on the Corvette for one more year. 428, 69. Let's see if we got our year right. 1969. Black with a white interior, black inserts. And the S might have had the ratchet shifter. Hit one gear at a time. AM radio, power windows, tilt steering, no gauges, but it does have a hood tack. Interesting. Personal luxury car with a 6-foot long hood. Enamel Pontiac Oakland Club badge. 6.6 Pontiac powered cruise control. All original. 1978. Automatic, cruise, tilt. Tachometer with the red line right at the top. Roll down windows, go figure. T-tops. First hatch T-tops. And those previously described aftermarket tower clamps. They just don't cut it. They look alright, I guess. The correct steel pulley though. Headstock 69 Grand Prix. Got the long branch swept exhaust manifolds. Could be a 400. Or it could be a 428. Or maybe it's a 400 with the optional ram air long branch exhaust manifolds. No power brakes. No power steering. Milled alternators. And boy, they would get around, don't they? 69 Grand Prix 428 HO 4-speed. Wow. With the build sheet, 428 4-barrel. That's why it's got the long branch exhaust manifolds, I guess. 4-speed transmissional, radio AM FM, wheels, rally 2, special something right hand, special speakers, mats, front and rear, 428 4-barrel, safety track, posi speaker, rear head restraints, which were standard in 69 by law. Mats, front floor mat, G78 14s. You can light those babies up. And a 4-speed. That is so rare. I saw one at a gas station. Junk 25 years ago. Off it went to China. No gauges, no tack, no hood tack, no nothing. Just a big motor and a 4-speed. Interesting. No power steering or brakes. Got the correct narrow wheels, Firestone wide oval, with the correct lug nuts. Who ordered this Grand Prix? I saw a 65 like this. 18,000 miles. Still had the original tires. Kind of rusty underneath though. 389 tri-power. I think it was a 389 tri-power, not a 421. No power steering or brakes. Plain Jane Grand Prix. White vinyl halo, vinyl top. How rare is that? Basically. Power going.
Huh?
Harder ABS or Rochester, yeah, Rochester Products 4Jet. Here's one of those incorrect boy. This is a 61 Tempest. Yeah, first year for the downsized Pontiac. I believe Pontiac was going to put the engine in the back like a Corvair, but it didn't happen, so they have the transmission in the back with the so-called rope drive shaft. Daily driver, 18 years, 558,000 miles, second owner, 4-cylinder engine, 4-barrel, 2-speed automatic. Wow, 558,000 miles. Corvair shifter. Almost a Pontiac Corvair. A little worn out. Well used. Just held together with some paper clips. How do you like that? If I peek underneath these 15-inch wheels, full-size Pontiacs had 14-inch wheels, but the Tempest had 15. There's your Power Glide transmission in the back, just like the Corvair. And the torque converter hanging off the back in the breeze. Because they forgot to put the motor in the back at the last minute, they changed their minds. No, I think we'll just stick with the front engine and we'll take a V8 and we'll chop it in half. That's what they did. Somewhere is that rope drive shaft. This one's nice. California, Arizona, New Mexico, no rust. Uh-oh. Broken junk muffler bracket. Junk. Guess it gets driven. Things break and fall off. Nice patina. The man, Pontiac Kevin, right there. We're going to turn this video off and let you watch all 22 minutes of it. Pontiac Kevin, right there in the blue t-shirt. Oh man, Model J 4-speed.